Right.
Okay, so I think you'll love this question. And I think this should be an entire video, but we're going to try to squeeze it into this one. How do you compare Canada to Lebanon?
In what sense?
Um, the strengths of what is a strength in Canada that's a weakness in Lebanon? Like, where is Canada strong where Lebanon is weak? And after I'll ask you, where is Canada weak where Lebanon is strong?
Oh, sure.
Culture, food, people, things like this.
So Lebanon is strong in culture where Canada is weak.
What do you mean by that?
Uh, Sorry.
What do you mean by
Like
that?
the whole sense of community versus individualism, the point that we touched on. But that depends on the person too, right? Some people prefer individualism, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And what Canada is strong, that Lebanon is weak, is the no corruption. That makes sense. Like what we talked about, and the melting point of the cultures.
Right.
Melting point of the cultures that's generally individualistic. I hope that makes any sense. Like you got different
No.
cultures. Okay, fair enough. Like in Canada, yeah. So in Canada, you have a bunch of different cultures, but it doesn't feel like a community. In Lebanon, you have one culture that feels like a community,
Right.
right?
Yeah. No, I get what you're
Yeah,
saying. Like it's just the whole individualism versus community.
right.
So what would you okay, so we've talked about individualism. What do you mean, like what would you say is the benefit of community if this is one of Lebanon's strengths?
Um,
Because in Canada,
ma-
the government supports you, right?
right,
It supports you as an individual.
right,
But in Lebanon, the government doesn't support you.
right. What was your question again before the support was support?
Wait, I
What
had a
did you ask?
bunch. I had like a one question that was essentially a buttload of questions. So basically, in Lebanon, it's more of a community.
Yeah,
What is the strength of Lebanon being more communal?
it's more social.
What do you mean?
Like just people, because I consider myself as a social person. I like to talk to people, and I like to open up. And in Canada, most people, like if they're standing on a bus line, not many people talk to each other. Everyone has their own earphones in. Everyone does their own thing, and
This is in the
I get
city.
that. Yeah, I've never lived in the suburb, and I get that. But like, I like to talk to. Not that I'm a really chatty person or just talk your ears off, but like I like to, even if it's small talk, you get what I'm saying? I like to
Yeah,
talk to people.
you're
And
friendly.
exactly, like in Canada, so I went to university in Lebanon and in Canada. Lebanon, like the classmates, they usually talk to each other. In Canada,
Quick
they just
question, which
show up.
university?
NDU.
Hmm. Notre Dame?
Yeah. And so in Lebanon, like people and classmates, they usually talk to each other. In Canada, just the students, they show up, they learn their lesson, they just leave.
If they learn.
If they learn, yeah.
Yeah.
So
What
yeah,
what do you think
it's
has to do with that?
sorry.
What do you think has to do with that? Like, what do you think's the cause of why Canadians don't do that?
I don't know. I really don't know.
For me, I think
Do
it's
you?
more, I think it's like, again, what we said, the individualism. Like,
Yeah.
I guess in Lebanon, and not to beat on Canada or anything, in Lebanon, your family life socializes you. So when you go out in Lebanon, you kind of treat the neighborhood like family. So you talk, even if you've never met them before, you ask them how they're doing, how's the kids, do you know XYZ cousin from XYZ village from Hayalla Manta'a, which
Mm,
usually it's a yes. The answer is yes to that.
yeah.
But like in Canada, it's like I feel the second they turn 18, the family kind of just kicks them out. This
Yeah,
isn't
it's
all the
true.
time, but it's many times,
Most of the time. Yeah.
most of the time. And then like they never have that support. from their families. Not never. I don't want to generalize, even though I love doing it.
Mm,
Like in Canada, I feel the family doesn't socialize you.
yeah, yeah, I agree with that. I've
Like
heard many
you're
stories of
18, you get kicked out,
get kicked out. Yeah,
you're an individual now. So when you socialize with someone, it comes out of a place of self-interest rather than this person is part of my community.
exactly. Yeah, I agree with that.
I
Because
think
like,
that's actually a good topic for a video in the future, just like that one thing.
yeah, because all of my friends, I'm not gonna say most, I'm literally gonna say all of my
Canadian
friends because
friends?
it's true. No, no, back home, they all live with their parents, and I'm 26, so I my most of my friends are around my age, some older, some younger, but they all live with their parents. Here, I don't know anyone that lives with their parents except for one or two. So yeah,
It's usually like the really rich people, even though ironically their parents can get them an apartment, or it's actually like us immigrant families where they still live with the parents in Canada.
really rich people where here or in Lebanon?
Dude, West, like I'm talking about Canada. Like the only
Okay,
people who I've noticed live with their parents are either
A-
like upper
are rich
class.
people?
What? No, the rich Canadians. Okay,
Okay,
Razmig, the people I've noticed who still live with
live
their
with their
parents
parents
in Canada are
are
either
rich
like,
people.
yeah, I don't want to say only rich, like upper class suburban, like they've got like a big house in the suburbs, or it's like immigrant families, you know,
Yeah, I keep on forgetting you've lived in the suburbs, so you've experienced Canada a bit different than
suburban
myself.
Canada. Yeah.
Right, right.
Whereas in Lebanon and I can say Middle East and I will assume Africa, East Asia, South America even, it's not so bad to live with your family. Like in
It's
Canada,
completely normal.
yeah, it's normal. Like in Canada, I feel it's like I don't know if you agree with me. It's like, oh, you live with your parents, something like that. And then
You know, the thing
in
is,
here
even if
it's
they
not.
live with their parents, yeah, and the thing is, if they do live with their parents, they pay rent to their parents.
Yeah.
I want to ask
Which
you,
disturbs me in a way.
it
Razmig,
does.
you can't just hold sketchy looking pills in your hand.
Their vitamin D3 pills, something that's another thing I learned in Canada, what you have to supplement with because you don't get much sunlight here.
Yeah.
So yeah,
What were you gonna say?
what was I gonna?